Hi, my name is David Hebert. I'm a water quality coordinator at Kickapoo Environmental Office at the Kickapoo Reservation. And today I'm presenting a perennial crop solution, Silphium Integrifolium. Silphium is the genus, Integrifolium is the species. Silphium Integrifolium is also known as Silflower or rosenweed, and it's all of these things. Very easy to grow, tough stem, deep taproot. But one thing that's very interesting about it is that it does reduce non-point source pollution. So how does it do that? Well, a little bit of background first. The estimated results show that every year, 15% of applied N, 68% of residual nitrate in the non-root zone layer, and 20% of the residual nitrate in the root zone layer are deposited into groundwater. Feel free to check this journal article about that. It's sort of a general statement there, but the the foundation of it is that there is a lot of nitrogen and nitrate that is going past the root zone, and it may end up in groundwater. It likely is ending up in groundwater. And the great thing about silphium is that it has this taproot, and it has been shown, and I'm going to present an article here in a second, to access that groundwater at 4 to 6 feet and take in nitrate in bulk flow. So that's where we get the non-point source reduction. This pamphlet or this outreach piece right here is from the Land Institute, and it basically highlights silphium, some of the characteristics of silphium. They are an institution that's trying to transform the canola industry using this plant. I'll get into that more here in a second. So first for the study, Silflower was shown to take up nitrogen deep in the soil profile. And the way they did it was by augering each side of a 4-year-old Silflower plant and using a tube and liquid version of urea to place it at different depths. And the Silflower plant was allowed to absorb that. And at the conclusion of the study, they cut the plant off at the root crown, and took the above ground parts into a laboratory and used isotopic analysis. And so then we get a figure of how much N did this really absorb. So the question, does Silflower take up nitrogen deep in the soil? Without question, it's yes, definitely, and even up to 3 meters, which is significant because we know that corn doesn't access nitrogen that deep, and so if there is nitrate in that soil, it's got to be going somewhere. We definitely don't want it to go into the groundwater, move underground. So this is exciting. Here's a estimated range map of silphium, just from a quick internet search. And you can see where the Land Institute is in regards to the Kickapoo tribe in Kansas. So now I'll get into the Land Institute. I took a field trip there after reading about this plant to talk to this man, David Van Tassel. He's the lead researcher on silphium. His overall project is to transform the canola industry. Right now it's an annual crop industry, but he really wants a perennial crop industry. There's so many sustainable things that could come from a perennial crop, which translates into less trips to the field, but also less fertilizer and less pesticides, and just overall a lot better for the environment. So on my field trip, I met him, and he took me around to see all the latest silphium research. And we started a citizen science program with the Land Institute, and we have an ongoing partnership with them now, and we're participating in their studies. We're growing silphium here at the reservation now, and we're helping them out by growing up an ecotype and then saving seed and sending it back. And then they're helping us by forwarding good outreach materials and just performing great research that we can look at and learn from. So here's some pictures of their institution. You can see they have a state-of-the-art greenhouse, and he's just doing so much with this plant. It's really incredible. He had studies going on to, he's a geneticist, so he has a lot of morphological trait relationship analyses going on. And so if you are in the Kansas area, I would look this place up. His laboratory is also state of the art. They have PCR, plant pathology set up, threshers and they don't just do silphium there, they do wheat and other plants too. So all these different kinds of threshers and machinery. This is a picture of the farm, and you can see he's doing the genetic crossing, the hybrid breeding grounds right there. And just wanted to let y'all know that there is a pathogen that is likely the demise of this plant, but at this time they are thinking it's very unusual to get a plant this infested, and there's a lot of resistance in the genus. But this is a rust fungi called Puccinia silphi that only affects the silphium, and the problem is that it blocks photosynthesis, but also causes necrosis, and it really likes humidity, so that's something to take note of. Like I said, we are growing silphium now at the Kickapoo Community Garden, and we have about 15 established plants, a little over 6 inches tall at this time. If you're on Facebook, visit our community garden page, and I really appreciate working with the garden caretaker and also with the Land Institute on this. It's really exciting for us. Here's some more pictures of it. You can see sort of the bottom right corner of the picture on the right. That is the seedling there. And so this project is part of a bigger project to improve water quality on the reservation. And we're using the Clean Water Act 319 money for this outreach program. And eventually, we really want a farmer to take water quality into their own hands and maybe do a whole field in this, or start looking into putting borders on their field. I've already seen some farmers that are doing that, and also as a office research goal, we would really like to replicate that study where they are augering down and putting liquid urea into different soil profile depths. And so yeah, we want to replicate that study and possibly publish something of our own, and maybe refine the practice a little bit more and get some really good results from it. But there's all kinds of other intermediary goals, like showing at least 5 farmers on the reservation the plant in person and saying, hey, this is an example of a cover crop that you could do, or a border that you could do. And also, these plants are very popular in rain gardens too. This is a plant that acts as a tool to clean up the groundwater, or to help clean up the groundwater, and you could do that, and we can give you the seed and all this stuff. We also want to do like more plantings in neighborhoods, and just continue to do outreach on this plant and make sure that the public, and especially the Kickapoo residents, know the great benefits of this plant and how it helps soil health. And